So yeah, Trevor Noah made a joke basically implying that Trump and the former President Clinton were on Epstein Island together. And it looks like Trump didn't like that joke and is threatening to sue him for a lot of money. So do you think Trump has a legit argument against Trevor Noah?
Whether he has a legit argument or not will be up to the court to decide. But I don't know if he will really go ahead with the lawsuit. I don't see any defamatory statement there. I think Trevor Noah made a statement of fact. So maybe both of them can go fight it out in the court. But I really do not see Trump suing Trevor Noah because he is not, maybe he's there as, representing himself. So there is really not a lot of money behind him. I don't think Trevor Noah has the kind of money that Trump is looking for. So he will just probably end up with wasting his time and that of his lawyers. So let's say if Trevor Noah was working for a company, let's say Fox News or CNN, yeah, he would have sued a CNN or sued a Trevor Noah and then named them in the lawsuit and add them to it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Y&E podcast. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, share, and also engage with us in the comment section. It is no longer news that President Trump has threatened a lawsuit against Trevor Noah in regards to the joke made at the Grammys a couple days ago. So yeah, Trevor Noah made a joke basically implying that Trump and the former President Clinton were on Epstein Island together. And it looks like Trump didn't like that joke and is threatening to sue him for a lot of money. And lately, we've seen that different businesses have, settled with the president. The organizations that he sued found a way to settle with him, or he's gotten a payday from them. And it looks like he's just trying to control the narrative and making everybody know that he was never on the Epstein Island. But the documents prove otherwise. And it's a joke. I think it's a joke. Some people think Trevor Noah basically libeled him. I don't think it's a libel, but maybe the court will help us decide what truly is free speech, what truly is a joke, and what lines comedian can cross and what lines they cannot cross. So do you think Trump has a legit argument against Trevor Noah?
I wouldn't say he has a legit argument or concern. He probably have a concern about the joke. And then whether he has a legit argument or not will be up to the court to decide. But I don't know if he will really go ahead with the lawsuit. I don't see any defamatory statement there. I think Trevor Noah made a statement of fact. So maybe both of them can go fight it out in the court. But I really do not see Trump suing Trevor Noah because he is not, maybe he's there as, representing himself. So there is really not a lot of money behind him. I don't think Trevor Noah has the kind of money that Trump is looking for. So he will just probably end up with wasting his time and that of his lawyers. So let's say if Trevor Noah was working for a company, let's say Fox News or CNN, yeah, he would have sued a CNN or sued a Trevor Noah and then, name them in the lawsuit and add them to it, just like he sued a CBS and then CBS paid a lot of money for that lawsuit. So I don't really see him suing Trevor Noah. I just think he's probably like trying to maybe scare him. But I don't think there will be another day for Trevor Noah to do that because the next Grammy Award will probably be another 1 year term. So, and he might not return because we've been seeing how Trump has been using his power to coerce organizations, to do his bidding. He may, ask the organization not to bring him back again next year. And if they decide to bring him back, he may just slap them with, one regulation or the other, and then it will pressure them not to bring him back.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. The president of the United States has enormous power, and everybody wants to be on his good side. So no one wants to go against him. If he ends up suing Trevor Noah, I'm sure they find a way to put it in front of a judge that is friendly to the Trump administration or to the Trump ideology. They're going to find a way to screw Trevor Noah. I don't think you can call it a fact if there's no proof, there's no substantive information out there to prove that, Trump and uh Clinton were on the Epstein Island together. So maybe it's a defamatory statement. We'll figure it out, or the courts will have the people figure it out. But if you look at it, is this a way to stifle free speech? Other presidents have been made fun of. People make fun of all other presidents. People even call them names, they insult them, say crazy things to them, but they don't respond. But it looks like President Trump doesn't like any dissenting voices against them, and dissenting opinion against them. So he's looking to fight back in whatever way he can fight back. And I don't know if you remember, I think every year the White House news reporters usually get us together and make jokes of the president and make joke of all the popular people. And Obama did it. It was done during Obama's tenure. It was done even in Trump's first term. But in the second term, it looks like actually, I think in the first time, maybe towards the last 2 years of the first time, he refused to go, refused to attend, and maybe they ended up canceling the event. And it looks like it's been 1 year in the office, and they haven't put anything together to kind of like make joke of the president, or just get out together, wine and dine, and just chat, and they'll put it on the internet, and people will laugh about it and just move on. But it looks like Trump doesn't like to be made fun of, and he wants to fight back and stop anyone that is dissenting on any of his agendas or any of his opinions.
I mean, I don't know if it is old age that is showing on Trump, because I think Obama's, if not his first time or his second time, one of those press conferences where they roast people. I think even Obama roasted Trump because Trump was in attendance that year, and Obama roasted him, and he took it in good faith. And then, in fact, I would also think that that joke probably motivated him to run for the White House. And now Trump is redefining everything. Everything you can think of is redefining it, and then giving them another meaning, and then stepping away from the norm, which I don't have problem with, but my only problem with it is if a Democrat or if Obama is the one doing all of this, I'm not exactly sure how the Republican or the conservatives would have taken it. And hopefully anybody that will come after Trump, hopefully if the person decide to go this way, hopefully the Republicans and the conservative, will not go after the person and try to say that the person is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Everything around Trump currently smells like corruption, smells like, what I cannot explain, including his wife, having a documentary while they are still in office, and then, Trump and twisting people are having countries contribute $1 billion each to join his peace, whatever accord, and he will be in charge of the money. And then to the fact that he has sued a lot of organizations, and he's also currently suing another government, another two government organizations to get $10 billion from them. So he's redefining everything, and I hope that he's just setting the precedent. And hopefully, if we have another Democratic president and he decides to go in this direction, and I hope, Fox News will not find their voice then. If they cannot find their voice right now, I don't want them to find their voice when that time comes.
Yeah, it's sad. And I don't really see why people are taking it too personal. I mean, it's a joke. It's not hurting his businesses. He's already the president. What other power do you need to have, or what other power can you desire other than the position of the president of the United States? You have all the power you can, but it looks like maybe power is not enough for him, and he needs something else. He needs people to assure him that you're well liked, people love you, agree with what you say. And it looks like the people around him, they don't try to correct him, they don't try to tell him what you're doing is not okay. But in his first time, there were people around him that would tell him, hey, Mr. President, I think you need to reconsider this. But in this second time, it looks like everybody is on the Trump agenda, and no one is going to be able to tell him, hey, no one likes what you're doing. But it is what it is. Not sure why people are all up in arms. Even with Jimmy Kimmel's joke during
Charlie Kirk.
Charlie's event, it wasn't a terrible joke, but a lot of people just didn't like it. Maybe it was just a bad timing, or the people were just too sensitive because of the situation. But I mean, people are calling Trevor Noah names on X. They were, basically saying all sort of things. And I'm sure he's a comedian. I'm sure he's been getting things like this for a very long time. So he's probably not freaking out about it, but it's just crazy. Everybody knows Trevor is funny, but some people say, hey, he's not funny. Nobody likes him. But you see people without faces, they just put all kinds of garbage out there just to try to, show solidarity with the president. But it is what it is. It's a joke. It's not going to devalue him as the president of the United States. He already has all the power he ever need. So why being offended? On a joke. And if you think it's not even funny, so why are you bringing attention to it? Because I didn't watch Grammy. I didn't watch the show because everybody was talking about it. I had to go online and listen to what Trevor Noah said. So you're basically making him popular than he already needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, the sycophancy is not limited to Trump's White House. Almost everywhere in the world, it's almost difficult to tell leaders, especially people in the highest position of power in every country in the world. It's almost difficult, almost very hard for their subordinates to tell them, or their stewards to tell them that what you're doing is not is not the correct thing to do. You are not doing this right. Maybe you should reconsider your position. It's very difficult. You think a lot of people in Tinubu's cabinet don't know that Tinubu is messing up? But they can't say it because you could literally lose your job if you say that. You can fall out of favor if you do that. Just like Trump, do you think a lot of people find whatever he's doing funny? Even in his inner circle, a lot of people probably don't like what he's doing. In fact, I think about 2 months ago, one of his inner circle, the woman that works for him, literally granted an interview and said that a lot of the things that Trump is doing is not correct, is not right. He's not doing the right thing. And up until today, Trump did not comment on it. The woman is not fired. She's still in her position. She had the balls to say it, but not everybody will be able to say it. And it's even funny that, Republicans, anybody that is, against Democrat, they quickly fall in love, with the person. Take, for instance, Nicki Minaj, that has been going off real, tweeting nonstop for the past 1 week, almost getting to 2 weeks now, tweeting against Democrats, railing against Democrats. Ask any Republican or any conservative, when was the last time they listened to Nicki Minaj's music? All of a sudden, she's their darling. They are now in love with her. She's their savior. She's everything to them. But ask them if they have ever bought a ticket to Nicki Minaj's concert or Nicki Minaj's show. None of them. In fact, if Nicki Minaj wasn't, cuddling with Trump, a lot of them would still be saying some nasty stuff about her. And even though she's following them, a lot of them behind closed doors, they are still saying nasty stuff, about her. So it's really funny. And this is not limited to Republicans. It's also applicable to Democrats. Anybody that supports their viewpoint quickly becomes their sweetheart. Is crazy. Is amazing what politics can do to people. Well, let's see how that lawsuit go. How much Trump is going to sue Trevor Noah. But for me, I think Trevor Noah don't have the money that Trump is looking for, and there is nobody behind Trevor Noah. So I really do not expect a lawsuit. I think it's just a way to warn him to stop whatever he's doing. Let us know what you think about the lawsuit that Trump is threatening against Trevor Noah over his jokes at the Grammys, and we'll be happy to engage with you in the comment section.